Well, hey there, folks. Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. I hope you're having yourself a good day. We got a weekend coming up, and it's Thursday now, and of course we'll have the weekend coming here before too long, Friday, and got your weekend ahead. And I just wanted to put something out there. We've got another heat advisory coming up for us on Friday. We're going to have heat advisories most likely over the weekend as well, because we'll continue to see our heat indexes getting above that 105 mark. That 105 mark is really kind of the danger zone where we need to pay attention. And I get it that for us, it seems like, hey, we're used to it. We know all about, we know all about heat, and we get used to it. Sure, we do get used to it. But the thing is, you can have a bad day. You can have a day where you're just, not paying attention. You got a lot of things going on, getting the kids to school, things happen, and you can just kind of, miss getting yourself hydrated. You can kind of be out there in the heat too long before you realize what's going on. Of course, there's practices at school for band and for soccer and all that stuff. So you just can find times where even us, we can get caught up by the heat sometimes. We get caught into the heat because you just have things going on and you're not really ready for it. So these are the main things to watch out for. And one of the other things I really like to get across to people too, and you look over here at the screen, different heat dangers for heat exhaustion, heat stroke, things like being faint, dizzy, things like throbbing headaches, things like excessive sweating or no sweating, cool, clammy skin or red hot, dry skin. So you can see all the different the different symptoms, whether it's heat exhaustion or possible heat stroke. The thing about any of these symptoms is that the person going through it generally does not know they're going through it. They get confused. I've seen this myself, and I'm sure there's a pretty good chance that you've seen it at some point in your life where somebody just gets overheated, they start getting confused. And that makes it even harder for them to take care of themselves. So it's really incumbent on us to keep an eye on the people around us. And so when you notice some of these symptoms over here, that you notice them and then that you take them seriously and that you help that person out. That's really kind of the main thing I really want to get across, because obviously it's very serious when somebody goes through it. And it's scary too, because like I said, they get confused, they start acting weird, and it can be really, really scary to watch somebody go through it. Obviously, once again, there's different symptoms for heat exhaustion and heat stroke, and obviously heat stroke is obviously a lot more severe. But if you ever have any questions, I know it can be a little confusing. If you ever have any questions about it, you just call 911 and you give them the information and you let them figure out whether that person is going through heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Okay? So that's where you want to go with that. So always make sure you just keep an eye on other people, and once again, you look out for the symptoms. And if you ever have any questions about the symptoms, you just go right to the authorities, call 911, and get some help. That would always be the main thing. So that's what we're looking at there. I wanted to go ahead and give you the forecast, obviously, for this upcoming weekend and all the different things going on. If you maybe head to the beach or something like that, I'm going to get the beach forecast up here for the upcoming weekend. It's going to be pretty good, really, for heading to the beach. We've had beautiful conditions at our beaches lately. I mean, just fantastic conditions where the water's been nearly dead calm. We haven't had, the issues with water rescues and things like that, because things have been really, really calm, which has been really great to see. The calmer it is, the better it is for everybody. The only downside, obviously, it's been really hot even at the beach, and the water temperature is nearly 90 degrees, so it's like warm soup. So it's not very comfortable. It's not as refreshing as you'd want it to be. You'd like it to be about 5 degrees cooler, I guess. But it's pretty warm water. I've been down to, different areas here in the last couple of weeks, and the water, once again, it's warm, like warm soup. This weekend, we're going to continue to have those toasty temperatures, low 90s, basically. So at the beach, temperatures generally be in the low 90s. Once you work your way inland, obviously, we're looking at more like mid-90s. So a little cooler down by the beach, but not by much. Still really, really hot. And, there will be a chance of some isolated showers and storms at the beaches. But better chance of rain will be inland because, we do generally have the sea breeze that builds up that sea breeze has to move inland a few miles before the clouds build and then before the thunderstorms happen. That's why generally we have lower rain chances at the beach on a hot summer day than we do a little farther inland. You tend to get more showers and storms that way. So that's what it looks like for the weekend at the beach. It looks pretty good there. Let's go and put up that long-range forecast. You have some questions on that and what's going to be happening here in the next several days and going into the upcoming weekend. Yeah, so you can see the rain chances in general across the area, about 40% over the weekend. That's scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's good because, we went through this dry spell through the first half of August where we didn't get any rain. In the last couple of days, thankfully, it poured in my house yesterday. We had trees going down yesterday. So a pretty stout thunderstorm that happened yesterday. We don't want it to be quite like that, but we definitely need the rain. And we'll continue to get some of these showers and thunderstorms scattered about the next few days. Monday, we're going to have a little bit of a dry front pass through, and that should dry us back out a little bit by the middle of next week. So hopefully over the weekend here, you get a few more showers and thunderstorms that'll help out the yard. And, like I said, we went through about a 2-week dry spell. We had nearly a foot of rain in July. Then right at the very end of July, it just turned off. And then through the first half of August, just nothing. And then at this time of year, when it gets so hot like it has been, it just dries your yard out very quick. It just doesn't, even just a few days of not getting any rain, things will start turning yellow and getting pretty crispy out there. So we need to get some more rain. Hopefully we'll continue to do so Friday and over the weekend. Hopefully have some scattered showers and storms. Hopefully we won't have too big of an impact on your weekend plans. You just got to kind of work around them as we go through the upcoming weekend. So just got to, go work around this pop-up thunderstorms as you do your weekend fun. Here's a look at the satellite out there of course, Ernesto, Category 1 hurricane out in the Atlantic. The good news is it's the only game in town. There's no other tropical issues out there, nothing else that we're all that concerned about. Just this storm and really minimal hurricane at this point. It's likely to get to at least Category 2 strength as it works its way off to the north. And Bermuda is likely to take a direct hit by this, but do not worry about Bermuda. They have the best building regulations in the world. And so Bermuda, a Category 2 hurricane, just means a little bit of cleanup to them for the most part. They generally weather something below a major hurricane without any real issues. So Bermuda is the only place that's going to really be fully impacted by this. Now, of course, there will be some high surf and such along the East Coast and the Canadian Maritimes, but once again, certainly not anything for a major issue for the mainland U.S. and certainly nothing for us to worry about here in the Gulf. And I'm keeping an eye on the tropical waves coming off Africa, and so far so good. I think give about another week or so, we're going to see some activity pick up. So as right now, we're in mid-August. I think by the time we get towards the end of August here, I'm anticipating a number of tropical waves that are coming off Africa to really begin to start to get their act together. So be prepared for things to turn around fairly quickly. We'll go from just Ernesto probably to multiple tropical waves that we're keeping an eye on and tracking as they march their way across the Atlantic. So, but we got plenty of time with any of that. There's nothing that's on the board anytime soon. We've got plenty of time to watch stuff. Just don't forget about hurricane season because it can pick up really quickly in late August and going into September. That's the prime time. That is the busiest time, and it can turn around very quickly. I mean, almost forget about hurricane season, and all of a sudden we're dealing with multiple issues. So we'll be keeping an eye on all that for you, letting you know when things do pick up out there. Once again, nothing really to worry about out there at the moment. Once again, looking at your weekend, it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. One thing I've been kind of keeping an eye on too is when are we ever going to see a break in these temperatures? And I just don't see it. Tomorrow, because of the rain, I think we're more like the low 90s. That may be the first day that we're even close to an average high. Average high is 91 in August. We've been nowhere near average so far this month. Most days, at best, we've been in the mid-90s, but there's been plenty of days where we've been in the upper 90s. So it's been ridiculously hot. And as I look down the line here for the next 7 days, next 10 days, really, next week and a half, I don't see any major breaks in the temperatures. At this time of year, the best thing you can do is get an all-day rain event, and that'll keep you a little cooler. But still, I'd like to get away from these mid and upper 90s, just even have just lower 90s. But that doesn't seem to want to be the case. Maybe tomorrow a little bit, but beyond that, looking at mid to upper 90s. So that's what we got going here for you. On the forecast here over the next 7 days, hope you have yourself a great day. We are going to be live on Fox 2 News 3, 4, and 5 tonight. Please come join us. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream.